Yeah. Hello, my beautiful and handsome viewers. Welcome to my platform, Timo Starboy Reality Talk TV. So, ẹ jẹ́ ká fi yẹra wa orí ètò ẹlẹ́wà. So, ẹ jẹ́ ká fi yẹra wa. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Ẹ kú Saturday olóyin. Ẹ kú Saturday olóyin níbí báyìí. This is Saturday 11, 2023. Yeah. Ọdún year 2023 la wà. So ẹ káàbọ̀. Yeah, mo kí yín lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and for those people who are already sleeping, good night, and at your time zone. Gbogbo ibi tẹ́ bá ti ní àǹfààní láti máa gbọ́ wa. Tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ tún jí náà, ẹ tún lè ẹ tẹ button. Yeah, kẹ́ tẹ button lórí show wa kẹ́ tún máa wò. Show tó ń kọ́yàn lọ́gbọ́n ni. Ẹ ṣé gan, mo dúpẹ́. Ọlọ́run á tún máa gbọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yin náà sókè bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń ràn wá lọ, bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń share program wa ní èdè kan tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń ràn wá lọ́wọ́ nípa sharing and commenting. So ẹ ṣé gan. Àkàndò ní mú yín lọ́wọ́ o. Ọwọ́ náà ẹ ní fi gbọ́mọ sí. Ọwọ́ tẹ́ fi ń tẹ like, love, share, tẹ́lẹ̀ tí wọ́n fi ń tẹ subscribe, tẹ́ fi ń wò wá. Ojú yín ò ní fọ́, etí yín ò ní di. Ọwọ́ yín ẹ ní fi gbọ́mọ sí. Ẹ máa fi kawó sápò ni. Ẹ máa fi gbé nǹkan rere ṣe. Thank you my viewers, thank you so much. Thank you from London, from America, from Canada, from Asia, Japan, Korea, China, and from Europe, Europe, Germany, and all this, the whole African continent. So South Africa, from Kenya. So we love you all from our platform. So ẹ̀yin tẹ́ gbọ́ èdè wa náà, for those people who is not hearing our language, that is Yoruba. So I think you can, I don't know, maybe you can adjust the Facebook, but the YouTube you cannot adjust it. Maybe you can provide substitute, I think maybe it's in bilingual, that is multiple written language, So you can tune it there. You can adjust your view over there. So because me, I cannot use it, I cannot translate on my program. So maybe you can press the translator. So it will give you the language that you need. Maybe Portuguese, French, maybe other language, English. So maybe you can adjust it over there. So if you cannot be able to adjust it, please bear with us, because this program is Yoruba. We are talking of Yoruba indigene, Yoruba sovereignty land, because we are about to get our freedom, and it shall come in Jesus' name. It's getting closer by to us. So all we need to do is just unite ourselves and fight this battle together. We need to fight this battle together. Let's not deceive ourselves. if you have been like abusing each other, we have been mocking each other, let us stop it. This is not the time for all this nonsense. It's not the time for bullying, for those people that they don't know yet that this bullying is affecting our movement. It's totally affecting our movement. You don't know. You are just spoiling things on the road. Because once you are putting yourself on the line that you will be bullying, you will be jesting yourself up, you will be mocking yourself. All those people that they are in above, those people that are in upper this thing, upper seat, they will be laughing at you either. They will be just taking you not serious, they'll be taking you as a joke. I mean those UN people, those people that you are written letter to, they'll be watching your movie videos, and they will be like, you don't understand what it takes to fight for freedom, that you are never reach the level, they will not take you serious. So let's stop all this madness. Let's stop all this abusing each other, in as much as we are fighting for the same freedom, we want to acquire the same goal. So why are we abusing ourselves? Why are we causing ourselves? We are the same thing. We are the same this thing, the same fighter together. We are agitating for the same point, the same goal. So why are we different ourselves? We are different ourselves in a category that you are fake. This one is original. Kò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Ta ló gbé fake dání, ta ló gbé original dání? Ṣé dá mọ̀? Tẹ́ bá dá mọ̀, tẹ́ bá mọ̀, ẹ gbé jáde. Ẹni tó gbé fake dání, tó dẹ̀ gbé original dání, tó dẹ̀ wà sure wípé tó ní proof, genuine proof ni o, kò ń ṣe àwọn proof ìranù tí wọ́n máa gbé kiri pé ẹ máa fi ṣe bully wípé torí pé ẹ̀yin kó máa favour side yín. We don't need all those shit again. We don't need all those madness. Let it be, let it be less. Let it be vanished. Because what we need is unity to carry on and fight for our land, to achieve our purpose, to achieve our goal. Because we are fighting together, togetherness, not separate. We can't separate ourselves from what we carried on, we carry in our hand. A lè separate ẹ pé eléyìí ti A lélẹ̀, ti group A lélẹ̀, ti group B lélẹ̀. Tẹ́ bá rí àkọlé mi, mẹ́sẹ̀gì fún ẹ̀yin tó yẹ pé ẹ̀ ń jàjà, tí ìjà tí ò necessary, tó wà meaningless, tó wà meaningless, tí ò ní sense nínú. Ìjà tí ò ní sense, tó wà senseless, òun lẹ̀ ń jà. Ẹ̀ ń jàjà èmi ni Onitiri, Mrs. Abiola Onitiri, èmi ni ti Professor Akintoye, Mr. Banji Akintoye, ẹ̀ ń jàjà ti CSI. Ẹ wá ń da gbogbo ẹ̀rù, ẹ ti pín gbogbo ẹ̀ yẹ́lẹyẹ̀lẹ. Ẹ ti pín gbogbo ẹ̀ yẹ́lẹyẹ̀lẹ. Nítorí à ń bá yín sọ nìyẹn, ẹ jẹ́ kó rí yín pé. Ẹ jẹ́ kó rí yín pé pẹ̀lú gbogbo ohun tẹ́ bá ń ṣe. A fẹ́ ja ìjà yìí, òmìnira là ń pè. Òmìnira wípé freedom, ká wà free, torí inú cage la wà, inú cage àwọn Fulani Nigeria la wà. Under wọn la wà. Ẹni tí ò bá ti mọ̀ kó mọ̀, under wọn ni. Wọ́n ti sọ pé àwọn là máa born to rule in that location 419. Ó dẹ̀ káwa náà jàjàbọ́ ni ká gbára wa. Èwo wà ní ìjà burúkú, ìjà òṣì tẹ́ ń bára yín jà lórí social media. A dẹ̀ sọ fún yín pé kẹ́ ronú yín pọ̀. Ó dàbí ẹni pé aáyán gan gbọ́n jù yín lọ. Aáyán, kòkòrò aáyán yẹn ó gbọ́n jù yín lọ. Torí tí ó bá ti tan antenna ẹlẹ̀ báyìí, ó máa signal danger ni. Kò ní sá sóbi tó bá ti rí pé èèyàn kan bọ̀ bá sáré torí signal kò lójú. Aáyán tẹ̀rí yẹn kò ní, it doesn't have face. But ó ní antenna tó máa fi reading kìíní signal. wípé danger wà níbí báyìí ó lè máa kú òun bẹ̀ ẹ̀yin ò wá signal danger pé danger ń bọ̀ lórí election yìí signal yẹn ìjàlẹ̀ wa ń bára yín jà lásìkò yìí ẹ wá ń ṣe gbọ́n mi sí omi ò tó ọpọlọ yín bí ọpọlọ èèrà ni èèrà ló máa ń sásá abẹ́ ẹsẹ̀ tó máa tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ pa èèrà ni mo lè fi ọpọlọ yín wé kò ń ṣe áyán gbọ́n jù yín lọ torí áyán máa ń signal danger ni pẹ̀lú antenna ẹ̀ kìíní àwọn máa raiding wọ́n máa raid gbogbo area tó bá wà gbogbo point tó bá wà wọ́n máa signal tó wọ́n máa sá fún danger ẹ̀yin ò wá rí gbogbo yẹn kẹ́ signal ẹ lójú ẹ fi ríran ẹ dẹ̀ rí pé àwọn kìíní yìí tán bá fi lè ṣe gbogbo ìdìbò òṣì tán gbogbo fake vote wọn tán ti ń polongo kán lọ gba PVC tán bá fi lè gbé lọ́lẹ̀ pé kìíní báyìí ṣe mọ̀ pé ó ti bọ́ ẹ̀yìn nìyẹn ìjà tó yẹ kẹ́ máa jà gangan nìyẹn that is only fight you can fight for now for this period of time kò ṣe pé gbogbo ìjà tẹ́ ń bára yín jà pé tèmi ni ti Paul tèmi ni ti Apollo gbogbo yẹn nonsense things ni it's meaningless it doesn't make sense bá ṣe máa unite ara wa òun ló yẹ ká máa wá èèyàn kan mú kọ́kọ́ dání èèyàn kan mú padlock ilẹ̀kùn dání èèyàn kan mú kọ́kọ́ dání èèyàn kan mú ta ló ń signal yìí ẹ má bínú jàre mo ń rí distraction mi báyìí èèyàn kan mú kọ́kọ́ dání èèyàn kan mú padlock ilẹ̀kùn dání ẹ ti rí pé two faces ni so bá dẹ̀ ṣe máa unite wọn pọ̀ tó wáyé pé wọ́n máa mú kọ́kọ́rọ́ máa fi wọ́n á ti bọnú padlock tó máa fi ṣílẹ̀kùn tá máa fi ráyè wọlé ìyẹn ló yẹ ká máa sáré eré yẹn ló yẹ ká máa jà ká máa jà fún pé bá ṣe máa unite torí gidigba ò ṣílẹ̀kùn gidigba kò ṣílẹ̀kùn ẹni tó bá mú kọ́kọ́ dání òun ni ó máa ṣí padlock ẹnu ilẹ̀kùn tó máa jẹ́ kí wọ́n wọlé ìyẹn ló yẹ kó jẹ́ first priority wa pé bá ṣe máa unite ara wa kò ṣe pé ká máa bára wa jà pé èèyàn kan gbé fake dání èèyàn kan gbé original ẹ̀yin ẹ̀ ṣe mọ́ original wà nígbà tí wọ́n pé fake náà gbé dání ẹ̀yin náà ẹ lọ wá original náà kadẹ̀ sópọ̀ kí gbogbo ẹ̀ dẹ̀ máa kó jọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn kò ṣe pé ẹ kàn máa pariwo lásán lórí afẹ́fẹ́ eléyìí fake ni ó ń bọ́ lóṣèlú ṣe ó ti gbowó ó ti ṣe kinní kan dẹ̀ mú proof dání ẹ kàn allegate anything ẹ kàn abuse kinní ni somebody human right you are putting a strong allegation on them níbo ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀ in what way in what circumstances ìyẹn la fẹ́ mọ̀ tábàdẹ̀ ti rí proof tá ti rí gbogbo ẹ̀ a lè mọ bá ṣe máa lé ní wọn kò ṣe pé ẹ kàn máa sọ ẹ máa jam talk ẹ máa tutọ́ ẹnu ẹ máa saliva yẹn kàn máa fi waste tẹ́ẹ̀bà rí program ṣe ẹ lọ ṣe research ẹ gbá research dáadáa kò ṣe pé ẹ kàn máa deceive àwọn èèyàn kẹ́ máa pa àwọn èèyàn lẹ́kúnjayé torí pé ẹ fẹ́ maintain life tí ẹ fẹ́ máa gba super sticker ẹ fẹ́ máa gba dollar pounds ẹ fẹ́ máa gba euro lórí platform tẹ́ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń ṣe yẹ̀yẹ́ ẹ̀ ń tú ara yín níwòwò síta ẹ̀ ń tú ara yín níwòwò ṣé ìyẹn ló kàn àbí ká gbájú mọ́ danger tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí tí àwọn wèrè APC àti PDP àti Labour Party wọn tán kóra wọn jọ tán dẹ̀ rí ti ń rò wọn rí ti ń rò at all gbogbo tó ọkàn wé fún gbogbo tó wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé játijàti lẹ̀ ń ṣe lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára lórí social media ìtọ́ ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ṣe rí ti ń rò wọn beef anything at all they are not shaking wọn bluff they are not bluffing at all wọ́n kàn rí pé gbogbo yín pé sàrà ní ẹ̀kọ́ ń janu ẹ̀ ń játọ́ ni arìndì tó ń játọ́ òun náà kà yín kún arìndì tó ń játọ́ lẹ́nu ìbẹ́sàì òun ni wọ́n kà yín kún náà ṣe rí ti ń rò torí tó wáyé pé wọ́n mú wọ́n serious ni títí náà máa gbọ́rò pé àìlè yìí wọ́n máa lè dàrú wọ́n lè ṣe kinní kan àwọn kan ṣe tí wọ́n lọ ní ẹ máa rí nínú fídíò tí máa play nsìn tó yẹ pé irọ́ ń parọ́ fún rọ́ ni, èké ń gbèké ṣọ̀rẹ́, irọ́ ń parọ́ fún rọ́, ọ̀bọ ń gbọ̀gbọ̀ ọ̀gọ̀pẹ òun lọ̀rọ̀ wọn. Who is fooling who? Ẹ máa rí fídíò tí máa play after tí bá sọ̀rọ̀ tán sìn. So ẹ jẹ́ ká enlighten ara wa, ẹ jẹ́ ká fi yéra wa, ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́gbọ́n, ká fi igi ọ̀pọ̀tọ́ ká fi kọ́gbọ́n. Kò ń ṣe pé ìjà ló kàn. It's not at this time. Tẹ́ bá máa jà ẹ jà lẹ́yìn tá bá ti gbòmìnira. Oníkàkú ẹ lè fara yín, even kan kẹ fara yín ya, kẹ já ara yín sí wòwò. Ṣèbẹ́jọ́ ẹjọ́ ló máa tọ̀ lọ. Wọ́n dẹ̀ máa bá yín parí ẹ̀ síbẹ̀. Kò ń ṣe pé àsìkò yìí lẹ máa ṣe distraction. Kò ń ṣe àsìkò yìí. Ṣẹ́yìn ò gbọ́n ni àbí báwo ni? Àbódìgbà tán bá ń fi ọgbọ́n sí yín lọ́pọlọ. Ọpọlọ mọ́sọ̀fin ó ti yòrò. Ẹ̀yin tẹ̀dẹ̀ wà lè ni mò ń bá wí, ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ wà lè ló jẹ́ ó ní kíní ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kàn gbọ̀ngbọ̀n. Ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ wà ní location 419 tán fìyà jẹ. Ṣé kíní naira policy àbí kíní scarcity of naira policy ẹ̀ náà gbé jáde fún yín? Tí ì mọ̀ mẹ̀mẹ̀. Ìgbà tó bá di pé wọ́n ṣe gbogbo oúnjẹ mọ́ pé ẹ̀rọ oúnjẹ jẹ, tán ṣe bíi palliative, tán gbé gbogbo ẹ̀ pamọ́ fún yín, bóyá ìgbà yẹn lẹ máa bẹ̀ sí jára yín jẹ ní títì. Ìgbà yẹn lẹ máa mọ nǹkan tó kàn yín. Ṣé wọ́n sì kó pamọ́ ni, wọ́n sì kó epo parọ́ fún yín ni? Ìgbà tó bá yẹ pé oúnjẹ gan náà tó bá lọ tì mọ́bì kan, tó lọ tì mọ́ warehouse tó kó máa bàjẹ́ síbẹ̀, tí wọ́n release ẹ̀, tí wọ́n release gbogbo product tó yẹ kẹ́ nílò, tán ti gàrí, tán ti èlùbọ́, tán ti ráìsì, tán ti gbogbo ẹ̀ mọ́nú kínní, tí ẹ̀ wá rí nǹkan kan jẹ, bóyá gbà yẹn gan tébi bá fẹ́ lù yín pa, tó bá fẹ́ lu gbogbo yín yí, ẹ wá mọ̀ pé ẹ wá pa ìjà tì, ẹ wá máa bá wọn fà á. Kò tí ì tó stage yẹn ni, ó sì ń bọ̀. Torí gbogbo ìjà nonsense tí kíní tẹ kàn ń ṣe yìí, ó kàn ń rún yàn nú ni. Ó kàn ń rún yàn nú. Ẹ̀yin tó yẹ kẹ́ jàjàgbára kẹ́ lọ bù wọ́n jẹ, ẹ wá ń jára yín jẹ. Ṣé ọpọlọ wà nù yẹn? Is there any sense in that? Ṣé ọpọlọ wà nù yẹn nínú gbogbo tẹ́ ń ṣe yìí? Èèyàn kan mú kọ́kọ́ dání, èèyàn kan mú padlock dání, àti ṣílẹ̀kùn sí kéèyàn wọlé ó wá dènìra. Wá mójú lójú ní ọpọlọ tẹ́lẹ̀ mọ́ bẹ́ ṣe máa ṣọ́ọ̀fù ẹ̀, bẹ́ ṣe máa ro èjì mẹ́ta, tẹ́ máa rò pọ̀, tẹ́ máa ro èjì méjì tó máa fún yín mẹ́rin, tẹ́ máa ro èjì mẹ́ta tó máa fún yín ní márùn. Mọ́ bẹ́ ṣe lè ro yẹn. Wọ́n ní ká róṣọ mọ́ọ̀dì, ká ró ìdí máṣọ, kí ìdí má ti gbófo ni nà. Yorùbá pé síbẹ̀, Yorùbá ẹ̀yin náà ni ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀, ẹ̀yin ni ọlọ́pọlọ ayé. Nínú item ó wà ń bẹ̀, máa ṣe play ẹ̀ náà kẹ́tù máa gbọ́. Ó wà ń bẹ̀. Yorùbá ló lọ́pọlọ jù, àwa la kàwé jù. Níbo ni ọpọlọ wa ń yí sínsìn? Níbo ló ń yí gbà? Níbo ló ń dàgbà? Níbo lẹ náà bò mọ́ tí wọ́n jẹ́ kẹ́ rọ́pọlọ yín lò? Ẹ wá ń ṣe bí òmùgọ̀. Nítorí ẹ kẹ́ rán èébú lẹ wá rán. Eléyìí ni ò ṣe dáadáa, òun lẹ wá rán. Mrs. Onitiri fake ló gbé dání, ó ń tàn wá jẹ ni, ó ṣe kinní kan ni. Ẹ̀yin gan ẹ lọ wá original náà. Bàbá Professor Banji Ajiboye, ẹ̀yin náà ẹ tún sọ pé fake ni, wípé kinní kan ni, ó jókòó bẹ́ẹ̀, ó ń gbowó ni. Professor Banji Akintoye, I'm sorry to mispronounce your name. Àti Sunday Igboho, ẹni ó jókòó bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, ó ń jẹ bẹ̀m̀bẹ̀, ó ń gbowó, ó ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Ṣé ẹ̀yin ò ń ṣe ọmọ Yorùbá ni? For God's sake, ṣẹ́yìn gan lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ sí pé kẹjà fún ìran yín àbí kẹjà fúnra yín? Ó di pé tẹ bá rójú èèyàn kan wípé kó máa pàṣẹ fún yín. Ṣé ó dìgbà tẹ bá rójú wọn lẹ̀ kó tó di pé ẹ lè ṣe ilé ayé yín? Àbí ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ la wáyé náà, ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ la wáyé. Nígbà tẹ́ ń bọ̀ lé ayé, Sunday Igboho ò sí ń bẹ̀, Mrs. Onitiri ò sí ń bẹ̀, Professor Banji Akintoye ò sí ń bẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni Professor Wálé Adéníran náà, wọn ò sí ń bẹ̀. ìgbà tọ́lọ́run máa dá yín wọ́n gba ìmọ̀ràn pé ọlọ́run báwo la ṣe fẹ́ dá apá ẹ̀, báwo la ṣe fẹ́ dá ojú ẹ̀, báwo la ṣe fẹ́ dá orí ẹ̀. ẹ̀yin àtẹlẹ́dàá yín lẹ wà ń bẹ̀. kí wá ni ó dé pé téèyàn kan máa pàṣẹ pé tí ó bá ti rìlíìsì yín bí ajá kó tó kùn lọ́rùn yín, tẹ́yìn ò ní lè dìde kẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ sókè kẹ́ ṣe tó yẹ kẹ́ ṣe. ẹ wá ń ṣe bíi máfíà. ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ náà nínú PDP náà ní APC, gbogbo wọn máfíà style ni. bàbá sọ pé godfatherism tí yẹn lẹ tún fẹ́ gbé wọ Yorùbá nation for God's sake. kò sẹ́ni tó máa mí fún yín, ẹ̀yin lẹ máa fi mú yín mì. kò sẹ́ni tó máa fún yín lórí pé oúnjẹ kó máa ṣẹ́nu yín pé kínní. fún ẹ lẹ máa tọwọ́ bọ inú àwo tá a máa fi oúnjẹ sẹ́nu yín. àbí wọ́n tí tó bàbá mọ́ ṣe kò ń pa lákàrà. èwo ni gbogbo dàrúdàpọ̀ tẹ́ ń ṣe yìí? dàrúdàpọ̀ tí tó bàbá mọ́ ṣe ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń pa lákàrà. tẹ́ bá mọ̀ pé ní òmìnira gbà ẹ lọ sẹ́ńpẹ̀ náà. kẹ́yẹ́ káwọn tó rẹ́dì kan wà ń bẹ̀. gbogbo nọ́nsẹ̀nsì tẹ́ ń ṣe, tẹ́ ń búra yín, tẹ́ ń yọ máàpù ní gbogbo ara yín. ẹ̀ ń yọ máàpù Nàìjíríà, ẹ̀ ń yọ gbogbo ẹ̀. eléyìí ó ṣorí ṣe kí nǹkan, eléyìí ó dàbí ẹlẹ́dẹ̀, eléyìí ó ṣé gbogbo yẹn la fẹ́ ràn ni? gbogbo yẹn la fẹ́ tẹ̀bà tí ká máa wọ̀bẹ̀. ràn ètò yẹ kẹ́ ràn. ìdìbò ń bọ̀, ó ti kù bóyá 2 weeks nísìnyí, or less than 2 weeks coming. ràn yẹn pé báwo lọ́n ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa dì wọ́n lọ́wọ́ mú, bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa já wọn jẹ, bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa dì wọ́n lẹ́sẹ̀ mú tí wọ́n ní rànà lọ, tí wọ́n ní lè yàn yín mọ́ ẹbọ. igbó yẹn kò kàn yín. àfi kẹ́ máa bára yín jà. kẹ́ máa yọ ebú síra yín. eléyìí gbowó ìyẹn ni ká máa rán sìn. ó dà pé orí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yín ó tó máa fẹ́ pé àwọn ṣìpẹ̀ ìrìnàwó fábùkè. kò sẹ́ni tó ń ṣìpẹ̀ ìrìnàwó fábùkè. tó bá tó stage, tó bá even gan arọ, tó bá ní arọ ogun ń bọ̀ o, tí ò bá tètè gbọ́n, tí ò tètè rorí ara ẹ̀ pọ̀, kó tètè máa mú eré láti sìn lọ. tógun bá ka mọ́lẹ̀, òun ló fọwọ́ ara ẹ̀ fà. tó bá dẹ̀ tọ́pá fọjú òjò ń bọ̀ o, òjò yìí ó máa kẹ́rù lọ ni o, ó lè gbé wọ̀gan, ló lè ṣùn ẹ́ lọ o. tí ò bá tètè bẹ̀ sí méré, kó máa lọ pèsè hidden place fúnra ẹ̀, ibi tó máa sá sí. tójò bá ka mọ́, tó bá wọ lọ, ara ẹ̀ ló wà. adìyẹ tó ṣu tí ò tọ̀ ni ara ẹ̀ ló wà. adìyẹ tó dẹ̀ yàgbẹ́ sí ìsasùn ni ilé àti sùn ara ẹ̀ ló ń bàjẹ́. ẹ máa bá gbogbo ẹ̀jẹ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́nu yín. ogun tó ń bọ̀ kó ká yín mọ́. so àwa sọ tiwa. ẹ jẹ́ ń fún yín ní fídíò. ẹ má bínú. ok, ká tẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ play national anthem as usual. ìyẹn á tún máa já yín létí, á fi kinní sí yín létí. torí most of you ẹ mọ tẹ́ ń rò. kò dẹ̀ yé yín ni. ó ń bọ̀ ayé yín ló bá yá.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of the...
ohun tí ò yé yín ó ń bọ̀ ayé yín. èmi ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. ẹ ṣí ẹ̀ tó ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́ tó máa wò létà, ẹ ṣí ẹ̀.
Síwájú ọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára, ọmọ òun.
mọ́lẹ̀ gbogbo ògo adúláwọ̀, kò sí rọ́ńbẹ̀. So ẹ tàn mọ́lẹ̀ fàyè kórí, ẹ tàn mọ́lẹ̀, ẹ má ṣe ìwà àgàbàǹgebè mọ́. Ìwà àgàbàǹgebè ò dá, kò yọ ọmọ ènìyàn. Ohun tó tini lójú ju olè lọ ó wà, ṣẹ gbọ́, ohun tó tini lójú ju olè lọ ó wà. Ìwà àgàbàgebè ó tini lójú, ìwà olè ó tini lójú, ìwà kíní ànìkànjọpọ́n ìyẹn náà ó tini lójú. Àfẹn tí ò bá lójú tì, àwọn tí ò bá lójú tì náà máa ń hùwàkiwà. Àwọn tí ò bá ti lójú tì àwọn máa ń hùwàkiwà. Yóò ti yé yín. Ẹ bá share kíní, ẹ má yẹ kán flag wa o, torí ìgbà kan náà wọ́n fẹ́ flag program wa, wọ́n fẹ́ gbé wálẹ̀. Ọlá pé a strong ni, so ẹ jọ tí yín ò ní bàjẹ́ o. Èmi ò ń flag program, èmi ò wá mọ bó ṣe wá fẹ́ flag program tèmi. Àwọn oníkà, àwọn tó yẹ pé wọn ò ní nǹkan gbé ṣe nílé ayé wọn, bó ṣe máa ń ṣe nìyẹn. Wọ́n bá ti rí pé yàn ń sòótọ́ báyìí, ibi òótọ́ àwọn ò fẹ́ sí ń bẹ̀, wọ́n fẹ́ jèrè òótọ́ àfi irọ́. Ibi tí wọ́n bá ti ń parọ́ yẹn ni wọ́n máa ń dúró sí. Ẹ jẹ́ sáré gbọ́ ilé ìṣítí ọ̀rọ̀ náà ni. Ẹlẹ́tàn.
Ǹlẹ́ o ẹlẹ́tàn. Ọ̀tànyàn títí débi pé wọ́n gangan ò sì fura pé o ti fẹ́ tán.
Àbí kò fura.
Sọ ọmọ pẹ́ni tí bá ti ń tàn yín pẹ́ tán ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Àwọn èèyàn mẹ́ta kan wà tó lè tàn, o lè tanra rẹ.
Ẹ̀zálẹ̀.
Torí bí wọ́n bá ń tànyàn tẹ́ni tó ń tàn ọ̀bá mọ̀ ọ sá mọ̀ pé wọ́n ń tànyàn.
Ẹ̀zálẹ̀.
Àkọ́kọ́ nù. O lè tan Sátánì. Torí Sátánì gangan bá bẹ̀ tán ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Tó wá gbọ́, o lè tan Elédùmarè bàbá mi.
Àbí?
Jáwọ́ nú ẹ̀ tán.
Kò má bàa tán.
Ire o.
Ọ̀rọ̀ àgbà nìyẹn. So.
Nítorí bí ìta ṣe rí.
Sorry o. Ọ̀rọ̀ àgbà ó lẹ́ rí yẹn. Ọ̀rọ̀ àgbà bí ò ṣe lówùrọ̀, bó pẹ́ títí a ṣe lọ́jọ́ alẹ́. Bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn. Ẹ máa jẹ́ ká máa fi ọ̀rọ̀ àgbà ṣe. So another video ti fẹ́ fún yín ẹ̀yin olùgbọ́ mi. Rájí Fáṣọlá ni kíní former governor of Lagos State after Ambode before Ambode, òun ló gbélẹ̀ fún Ambode. So under APC party náà wà, under APC party àwọn bàbá olùlẹ̀, bàbá wọn náà ní olùlẹ̀, òun náà ló ń gbé fún wọn, òun ló ń gbé wọn wá. So ọ̀rọ̀ tó wá fẹ́ sọ níbàá nínú interview Channel TV ni, nínú interview Channel TV òun ni mo ti fẹ́ gbé jáde fún yín. So ẹ̀yin Channel TV ẹ má bínú o pé mò ń play kíní, but mo ò ní fi ojú hàn, kọ́ má ní copyright ni, kò ṣe copyright kíní, mo ti plead sí wọn. So a kàn fẹ́ fi ṣe, a fẹ́ fi yànnàná ọ̀rọ̀ ni. So ohun tí ó bá dẹ̀ yéèyàn èèyàn máa ń béèrè, ohun tó bá rújú à ń là ni, à ń là fúnra wa. Máa yìí ó ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa pé kán tó rí ẹ̀lẹ́tì àwọn náà wà ń bẹ̀ ọ́ tó ń da gbogbo ẹ̀rú o. Kẹ́dẹ̀ rí Fáṣọlá yìí, òun náà gbé electricity project, òun náà gbé fún iná, that is power. Òun náà tó gbé housing fún nígbà ayé tiẹ̀, ìgbà tó ń ṣe governor kò provide iná o. Gbogbo megawatts tó lóun máa ṣe gbogbo everything, irọ́ lórí irọ́ ni. Ó jambla ẹnu gan wípé àwọn máa fix ẹ̀. Ọdún 7 náà fi wà ń bẹ̀ tí wọ́n rí ṣe, tí gbogbo ẹ ti tán báyìí ń sì fún wọn. Ilé náà bọ́n ṣe ń talé onílé náà ń wólé onílé, náà tún sì sílé onílé náà fi ṣe tiwọn. Wọ́n ń tà, wọ́n ń kówó ẹ̀ sápò, wọ́n ń tà, wọ́n ń fowó ẹ̀ ṣe ara rìn di fúnra wọn. Wọ́n ń ṣe lápapín láàrin ara wọn, láàrin fámílì wọn àti kákọ́ọ̀sì wọn. so òun ló tún wá lẹ́nu ọ̀rọ̀ gbọ̀ngbọ̀n ló ń pe ajá lóyìnbó ló ń pe ajá lọ́bọ̀ fáwa ó ń pe òyìnbó ní àfín ó tún ní kán gbà wọ́n síbẹ̀ pé correction làwọn máa ṣe ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń sọ ọ̀rọ̀ àrùn tó ń sọ ọ̀rọ̀ rédèrèdè tó ń rùn lẹ́nu so nínú ẹ̀ láàrin ẹ̀ a máa pọ̀ sí ẹ̀ èyí tó bá ti sọ àtún analyse lórí ẹ̀ ṣe gbọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe bẹ̀ yẹn so bóyá jẹ́ ni ẹ̀ kíní ẹ̀ gùn ó dà 44 minutes 15 seconds so tá bá lè parí ẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ.
苦そうな粉薬どうしよ
ẹ má bínú
うお薬飲めたねチョコフン
ó dà pé kíní
candidate and raised his hand at the podium.
okay.
For the PDP candidate, Atiku Abubakar, he was in Benue State, where he promised the people of Benue State that he will know that some of construction
ẹ jẹ́ gbé síwájú okay.
party is seeking re-election.
ẹ má bínú ẹ jẹ́ ká máa wò lọ báyìí ṣá.
Referred to as the poster boy of the Buhari cabinet from the first term. He's a former governor of Lagos State, the senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Babatunde Fashola. And he's been superintending over the works and housing ministry over the last 7.5 years or so. Tonight, Mr. Fashola joins me live here in our election studio. Thank you so much, Mr. Fashola.
ẹ máa gbọ́ gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀run tó ń sọ o.
Thank you for having me.
Gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tó tún pa ẹ tó ṣe nọ́ọ̀tì.
It's February though.
Wọ́n ta gbogbo ilé onílẹ̀ wọ́n ta gbogbo ilẹ̀ onílẹ̀.
Thank you so much.
Let me commend your organization for
as a lawyer àwọn lọ́ọ̀yà jìbìtì.
studio and it shows that you are here for the
lọ́ọ̀yà jìbìtì wọ́n tún ṣe bàbá sọ pé.
It's more beautiful to the eyes than even what you see on television.
they are just practicing
let's get started.
mafia ruling.
Because there is so much that has been imputed in this government. And you as a person, a lot burden was put on your shoulders. Let me begin with perhaps one project that a lot of people will be expecting to get an update on, and that is the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. In July 24, 2022, you were on Sunday Politics on Channels Television, and quote, you said, "We are hoping we will be done before Christmas." What is the state of things now?
Okay, we have two contractors there, RCC from kilometer 44 to kilometer 127. They are currently at about kilometer 117. So we have just about 10 kilometers more on that stretch. We have Julius Berger from kilometer 43.9 to kilometer 0 at Ojota. They're working on about the last 3 kilometers into Lagos. Where we are is that everybody who uses that road now will tell you that there's a remarkable difference, and it is a difference for the better. So it's a work in progress. We haven't finished, but clearly journey times have reduced significantly, and that is the purpose of investing in a road network. So
ṣé ń gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ òpònú lẹ́nu gọ́vnọ̀ former governor Lagos wọ́n sì ń ṣiṣẹ́ lórí iná. Ṣé tí wọ́n bá fi ọdún mẹ́ta ṣe ìpínlẹ̀ wèrè ìjọ́ wo ló tó fẹ́ yá nígbà tí wọ́n fi 8 years tí wọ́n ò rí náà ṣe wọ́n ọ̀rọ̀ náà ṣe wọ́n ò rí nǹkan kan ṣe ìjọ́ wo wá náà fẹ́ bugi jẹ ìjọ́ wo náà fẹ́ bugi jẹ. So gbogbo eléyìí ni àwọn nǹkan tó ń ṣe gbogbo eléyìí àwọn nǹkan tátìsì tó kàn fi ń waste time tó fi ń kówó jẹ tó fi ń extorting money into their own pocket. They are extorting money and they are hiding the money in a useless place tí ò ní jẹ́ kó wúlò fáráàlú. So ara wọn ni àwọn tó bà ayé jẹ́ ní tó bọ̀run ṣe jẹ́ ara wọn ni tẹ́ bá ti rí wọn ẹ máa lẹ̀ wọ́n lóko èmi ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ torí ara wọn ni Judas Iscariot àwọn betrayer ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ni tí wọ́n fẹ́ kí ẹ rí ògo yín lò àwọn ni. So ẹ jẹ́ ká tún gbọ́ rẹ̀ sókè bẹ́ẹ̀nu sókè díẹ̀.
in half the time that our main opposition had to address that problem, we have almost solved it.
So you couldn't meet the deadline that you set, the timeline that you set.
In construction, deadlines, and at the time we were talking, there were so many things that have moved across the world. Price of products. There's been a pandemic that nobody foresaw.
Pandemic,
There's been a war that has affected logistics and supplies. and you and every fair-minded person know that some of construction inputs are important. So those deadlines move. There are challenges about right of way, setbacks, and so on and so forth. So, but it's a continuous question. There are days when, because of the behavior of some commuters, the road gets locked down until law enforcement and traffic management comes to ease it. During that period too, our construction materials is trapped inside it.
Yeah.
So, for example, in Christmas, because of the heavy traffic, we had to open it, stop construction for almost about a month in order to make it less burdensome, to make the commuter experience at that time more pleasant. We opened up all of the places where we barricaded, because we have to barricade for the safety of the construction workers too. So we don't want trucks, vehicles to run into them. They're Nigerians just like you and I. So those are things that shift some of these predictions. And
so do we have a new date for the completion of the?
We are expecting that we will finish before the end of this term, sometime in between April and May. But work is going on. If you go there, you find our contractors there working.
So it's possible that President Buhari will commission that road before leaving office?
I am optimistic that he will do so, but really and truly, commissioning is a ceremonial thing. Cut tape and we go. The truth is that
this man is not sure of what he's saying. He's just talking jargons. What you saw, they have said it before he started the project. They will finish it, and there will be electricity everywhere. Yeah, he will do everything, accordingly. But now, when their term is almost finished now, at least they will leave the office maybe April. If I'm right, yeah, maybe May, the term of General Buhari, that is General Buhari leave office, yeah. So when the time is over, and now they are asking him whether the project will finish before then, he say they are just, this is all, it's just a story. He's a storyteller. They are not sure of what they are doing. It's only money they are just after. Only money, to extort money into their own pocket. That is what they are after. They are not after the job, to get the job done. Olè ní gbogbo wọn, olè. Nísìnyí wọ́n tún wá ń bìdì fún another 8 years. Wípé kí olùlẹ̀ èmi ló kàn kó wọlé. Èmi ló kàn kó wọlé. Wọ́n tún wá ń ṣe campaign fún. Wọ́n ń ṣe campaign, arúmọjẹ campaign. Nígbà tẹ́ ẹ̀ parí iṣẹ́ fún 8 years, ṣe kankan, kò sí kò lámiláká, kò àti ẹ̀rí sign of pé ẹ̀ ń ṣiṣẹ́. Gbogbo ẹ̀ játijàti lórí. Ẹ tún wá fẹ́ máa bíìdì fún another 8 years wípé ẹ fi parí iṣẹ́. Ta lẹ̀ ń tàn? Who is fooling who? Ta lẹ̀ ń tàn? Anyway ṣá, ẹ máa àwọn tẹ́ ń tàn, àwọn tí ò lórí ni, àwọn tó yẹ pé wọn ò lọ́pọlọ, tó yẹ pé ọpọlọ wọn ò ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́. Ọpọlọ ti wà rusting, ó ti dead, half dead body. Àwọn imbecile, àwọn morons, bunch of morons. Àwọn lè máa confuse pé ẹ máa parí iṣẹ́ yẹn, tẹ́ bá gbé wọn wọlé, tẹ́ bá tún dìbò fún wọn. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ti bá gbogbo ẹ̀ jẹ́. Ọwọ́ yín ni gbogbo ẹ̀ ti bàjẹ́, ló ti fọ́n gbá ó nísìnyí, kò sépo, kò sówó, kò sí nǹkan kan. Gbogbo ẹ̀ ó kàn inflate ni. Prices is inflating, So ẹ tún wá ní kó máa dìbò fún yín, kó lọ gba PVC. Ká yẹ yín. Ká yẹ gbogbo yín, ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ṣe ìjọba lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí. Kò ní yẹ yín pẹ̀lú lórí yín. So ẹ jẹ́ kó gbọ́ ẹnu sókè díẹ̀ ká tún máa gbọ́ lọ. Ẹnu yánnayànna.
Over 90% of the road essentially is used by the people.
All is about lie.
And the experience
àwọn lie people.
And that is the more important thing, rather than just coming to
pathological liars.
Have you settled the issue of concession?
They are all pathological liars. Ẹ má bínú. Ẹ ṣe léyìí. Ẹ
will come later because the NSIA that keeps the funds for the recovered funds for payment is also looking to attract investment. But the important thing first is build the asset, and then you can bring private sector.
You are playing with somebody intelligent.
That was one of the mistakes that our
very foolish and gullible
predecessors did.
Leaders.
They expected that one individual, it's not any fault of his in that sense, one individual will raise enough money, about 200 and something billion naira. Who was going to lend 200 billion naira in this economy for a 25, 30, 35-year asset? Who is giving 35-year money? These are responsibilities of government to build the social assets. Then you can then bring private management into it. And that is the superiority and difference of thinking in terms of both of us. What about the job done substantially in less the time that they had the opportunity to do it and nothing happened?
Maybe that you were exposed to more funding than they were. Could
I
think
you need to just look at the cycle. The biggest source of revenue for this government, for the Nigerian government until recently when we started doing better in the non-oil sector, was oil revenues. Oil revenues reached $140 in their time. But instead of fixing critical assets and critical infrastructure, what did they decide to do? They did not want debt. So they left the assets. They picked $12 billion cash and went to pay to redeem debt. But immediately after that, they started borrowing again. So those are economic choices that Nigerians will have to make in the next few weeks and see which model is better. Oil prices tanked to less than $40 when we came in. The recession that they foretold in 2014. They said a recession was coming.
That's a problem.
That's what we inherited. Construction workers were laid off. I was addressing them today. One of them, out of 5 that I spoke to in 2015,
they will have somebody to blame for.
Laid off 5,000 workers.
They always have excuses. You know?
Government
they will not accept their defeat.
3 billion. Today we're employing workers by the hundreds of thousands because we brought them back to work. And I told them today, go and vote for your business. It's not partisan anymore. Go and vote for who has done you a better deal.
And I'd like to ask you, if we touch on all of the projects you promised as a government, we might not leave here today. But I'd like to touch on those ones that are perhaps the biggest of those projects. And the second one that comes to mind is the second Niger Bridge. There was a time during the festive period that you opened up a segment of that road to commuters. That to brighten the minds of a lot of people that have been looking forward to that road being constructed, that channel being opened or bridge being constructed. What is the estimated time? Because the time that you also set, and I don't want to keep going back to your timeline, because if I cut you back and back on your timelines, it means that you've not been able to meet a lot of them. But this time around, what is your realistic target of finally opening up that road 100%?
Okay, when you are talking about these assets, I think it's important to understand also that infrastructure is not the end. Buhari never campaigned on infrastructure, he campaigned on the economy. And I don't see what you can realistically do in any economy where the infrastructure is aging, it is insufficient, and it is broken. So he campaigned on. So infrastructure is just a means to get the economy back on the road. One party says that, we will privatize it. We've seen the attempt to privatize the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, and for 16 years it didn't produce a road. We also saw the attempt to privatize the second Niger Bridge, and for about 5 or 6 years, between 2010 and 2015, there was no bridge. Buhari understands, the APC understands, this government understands that this is a social investment. The government has to lead that investment. And so we have made that investment. Bridge is finished. The Onitiri side road is essentially finished. It's the link road on the Asaba side. And again, so that you understand, these are not items for celebration for us. They are essentials of government to drive the larger objective, which is to move people. So the River Niger is just a few kilometers, barely 2 kilometers. People used to spend 18 hours there. And the president said, look, since you finished the bridge, they can use the construction road. Why don't you open it to the public? And we did just that. And the result and the impact was tremendous. 18 hours, sometimes a whole day, became a matter of minutes. So that shows you the relationship between infrastructure development, quality of life, and so on and so forth. So what we expect now is that before around the 15th of May, thereabouts, the timeline we have. But don't forget, some of these timelines also shift because of the local circumstances. For like 2.5 or 2 years, it has been difficult to work.
Sorry guys, let me shift it forward a little bit because of our time. This guy is just talking rubbish.
Meaning, we're talking now economy and growth. First of all, we talk about some sectors have claimed back jobs. Some sectors have also lost jobs. And this is the reality of the modern economy. As technology is moving in and taking place of certain things, some jobs will be lost. Even in channels TV, some jobs have been lost because of your embracement of innovation, or you have reskilled and retrained other people to go and do other things. This is the real life. Some companies have shut down. They are shutting down across the whole world. This is the reality. Now, are we growing enough to take everybody on? Not yet.
When you have a bad management.
So the question you then ask,
shut down totally.
How do you get out of a bad economy? You want to produce, according to one of the candidates. How do you produce without infrastructure? Where is the production going?
Okay.
Or they were totally incompetent, or a combination.
Have you conducted your own polls?
Just a minute, let me finish. Just a minute. Is that election is a game of numbers.
The works and all of those issues. But, well, I think I need to focus on another aspect of our conversation tonight. Let's get to it. There's so much that we need to discuss. Now, first and foremost, you made a lot of statements about the APC government. In fact, before the swearing in, you were very optimistic about what could be the performance of the Buhari government. You said at the time that as Nigerians voted out the Jonathan government, that if your government failed to perform, that Nigerians should vote them out. Do you think that Nigerians will obey or do exactly what you said that time?
So let me put it this way. We are a few days to the election now, less than 3 weeks. We have momentum.
Listen, guys, listen.
The APC will win this election.
This is the part I want you to listen to.
We are not looking at a coronation. We know it's a competition, but the opposition is behind, clearly behind. And let me tell you why. Election, as we all say, is a game of numbers, not so. But in those numbers, the mathematics of it, one of the principles, cardinal principles of election, is that election is a game of numbers, and the mathematics and arithmetic is about addition and multiplication. It's not about subtraction and division. So one of the cardinal problems that opposition has had is that they have divided. So it won't add up. And let me tell you why. The main opposition today, Labour, NNPP, PDP, were on one side in 2019. The totality of their votes was still 3-point-something million votes short of the vote by which we won. Now, if you were not enough when you were together, how can you be enough when you are broken up into 3? Are you bringing more new people in from outside Nigeria? It's not going to add up. It's just that simple. People have made up their mind. And then all those self-serving polls that you see, I am happy that a lot of more people, especially in the elite cadre, are showing interest in our elections. I've been polling since 2002. This is the 21st year. And immediately they came on your program to come and discuss those polls, 1,000 samples. I used to laugh when I watched them at home. They were self-serving. Sample base was inadequate. If you did basic probability in mathematics in secondary school, you would not know that those polls were either self-serving or they were totally incompetent, or a combination.
Have you conducted your own polls?
Just a minute, let me finish. Just a minute. So you will see undecided number, 34-40%. Where do you get that? The polls we have, a sample size that started with 20,000 people in 2014. And we were talking to those who have voted before, not those who have never voted. Likely voters who have voted before, and then those who promised that, this was their first time. That was the base of our polls since 2014. Never been wrong. Let me also tell you that we've reduced the numbers now, but we don't do phone-in poll. In person, we've done a 5,000 sample polls. APC is clearly ahead.
With how many? What percentage?
I won't tell you that. Let me tell you.
So
to the undecided, the number of undecided is now averaging below 5%. So let me say to those undecided people, this is a job interview. And one of the things you should be looking at now is, first of all, what is the reference of the candidates from their previous employers? So please.
That's one. Before we get into that, Mr. Fashola,
you don't want to go there.
No, we go there. But I asked the question earlier, and it's about what you said. And you were
I'm telling you that this is what the polls say. We are going to win. I'm answering you, and I'm
as your
giving you the reason.
as your party deliver on the promises to Nigeria.
I'm telling you that we are going to win. Most of the promises that we made, we are working on them. We are evolving. We are making progress. In some places, we need to do more. And this is why we feel that we will be entrusted with the capacity to complete what we have started, because people can see the difference. One of the things you fail to see is that, look, even in the process leading up to the evolution of the candidates, right? One candidate became very polarizing, divided the country into two, polarized his party, divided it further. And then they went into subtraction. They lost some of their governors. We've gained more governors. So where is the path to victory? Except in those paid and sponsored polls, 1,000 sample, where 500 people don't participate. And so look, listen, this is empiric. The rubber is meeting the road now. And you will begin to see campaigns begin to lose steam. You know, when...
ṣé ẹ̀ ń gbọ́rọ̀ tí Arìndí ń sọ? Ó ní we are going to win. After ìgbà tán ti lulẹ̀, ìgbà tán ti lulẹ̀, tán ti jàn, he's still boasting that they are going to win. From who? From which area? Kò sí náírà, you know? Naira scarcity, fuel scarcity. All this kind of chaos now. It's all around the corner. It's all around everywhere. You know, shortage of everything. They are still boasting that they are going to win. With what? Maybe they have a rigging tactics like they are doing before. Definitely, these people, they are not serious. It's just all about me. All about them. Àwa ló kàn, èmi ló kàn. Godfatherism system, mafia system. Wọ́n tán gbé wọlé nìyẹn. Eléyìí gan ó ti sú ẹ̀yìn ní pé bàbá ẹ̀ òun ló máa jẹ́. Nígbà tán bí ní question pé okay, tó yẹ pé ẹlòmíì ó tiẹ̀ wà as a candidate, wípé ẹlòmíì tó wá tó yẹ pé tí ò bá ń ṣe èmi ló kàn yẹn Mr. Tinubu, tó yẹ pé candidate èmi tó wà ní APC, wípé ṣé wọn lè yan yẹn ni àbí kán vote fún yẹn. Ó ní no, ó ní bàbá ló kàn. Ẹ ti pé ó ti vow ara ẹ̀, wọ́n ti múlẹ̀, wọ́n ti jọ pa, wọ́n ti jọ pín, you know. So ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí, àwa ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ jẹ́ ká dìde fẹ́tọ̀ wa, ẹ jẹ́ á dìde, n tá ń pariwo nìyẹn, n tá ń campaign fún nìyẹn. This is our own campaign now. Bí Yorùbá nation wọ̀ ní perish, bí ò ṣe ní wọlẹ̀ bí àrá, bí wọ́n ṣe ní gbàmọ́ wa lọ́wọ́, tó tán bá fi lè tán bá ti ń díje ìbò wọn yìí, gbogbo a lot of things ló máa wà tarnish away. Ó máa gbé gbogbo a lot of things lọ, you know. Àti gba òmìnira ó máa difficult without bloodshed. Ó máa resort sí bloodshed ni tó dẹ̀ máa pọ̀, casualty máa pọ̀ gan. N tá ń pariwo nìyẹn. Ẹ má búra yín mọ́, gbogbo ebú èèyàn kan gbé fake, ó gbé kinní kan, ó gbọ́ original, ẹ fi gbogbo yẹn lẹ́sìn. Nítẹ̀yìn bá ní ní kẹ́ gbé jáde, nítẹ̀ bá ní ní kẹ́ fi tì í, nítẹ̀ bá ní òun ní kẹ́ fi jàjà yìí, ká mísọ̀ pa jàjà àjàyè, àjàṣẹ́gun, àjàṣẹ́tẹ̀, òun ní tiwa, kò ń ṣe ẹjọ́ owó tòwórò tẹ́ ń parọ́ mọ́ra yín. Àwọn tó yẹ pé oníbi ló pọ̀, àwọn Julius sister, àbí kí náà ti ń pè, Julius Iscariot, betrayer. Àwọn betrayer ló pọ̀ jù, tán fẹ́ bà gbogbo ẹ̀ jẹ́. Àwọn adẹ́tẹ̀ wọn lè fún wàrà àbí kán da gbogbo wàrà nù. N tán wá nìyẹn. so ẹ jẹ́ ẹ má yẹ ká gbà fún wọn ẹ jẹ́ ká máa play kíní lọ ẹ jẹ́ àgbọ̀ tán eléyìí ọ̀rọ̀ àrìndì ló ń sọ ohun tí ẹ mójútó ohun tó wà nílẹ̀ ẹ mójútó problem tó wà nílẹ̀ ìwọ sọ pé a máa win kíní kankan ohun tó bá ẹ̀yin nìyẹn torí ìjẹkújẹ tẹ̀ ń jẹ ẹ̀yin òṣìkà ó yá gbẹ́nu ẹ sókè.
Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger used to compete and round each other's clothes. There was one season Alex Ferguson said, "This is squeaky bum time." Now we're in squeaky bum time.
To the special one.
We are on the home run now.
To the special one.
You will see
the special one.
So this is where we are. We have the momentum and we're not going to lose it.
I know you play football. I know you're a Man U fan. But at some point, there will be question, and you have changed coaches several times in that football club. Now, the idea is about the supporters who are, I can say they are Nigerians. And I'll get you back to the question I asked earlier. Have you performed to the point that Nigerians will vote your party again?
We've been talking about the economic differences, for example. We've told you sectors that have gained strength. We've told you transport. We've told you truckers. We've told you haulage. We've told you ports that have been expanded. These are economic aids. There's always also a distance between policy and results. In terms of security, for example, in spite of all of what we have had to go through, which is really unfortunate, and let me be very clear about that, there's a marked difference, a real stark difference. And, you know, I came to Abuja in 2015, but before we get there, before 2015, two things were happening. Nigeria could not hold any of its public events, May Day rallies, ceremonial events, October 1 events, at the Eagle Square. We were hiding in the villa. That's not a vote for security. It's not a vote for security. All that has happened post-Buhari. For those who lived in Abuja here, let me remind them, all of the major public places, restaurants, bars, hotels, entertainment, these are jobs that were lost. They closed at 7, barricaded by sandbags. All of that has been turned around. Now, before Buhari, there was a denial that there were no children kidnapped at all from Chibok. Unfortunately, we haven't got all of them back. But something has moved significantly. I think over 200 and something of them have come back from denial. Unfortunately, La Sharibu is still not recovered. But this is the difference. Now, the problem is that new problems have arisen. But the difference between us and them is that we solved the problems they denied existed. While they were hiding in the villa, we were out there confronting the problem. We haven't finished solving the problem, but there's a stark difference in momentum. We moved the needle.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll get
life without.
Three things, and because
we're talking about Lagos Ibadan, second Niger Bridge. Part of the money that is building it was money that was stolen out of this country that Buhari has recovered. So you will see the pattern. Money that left the country before Buhari. Buhari is the one bringing them back in. Because sometimes we just focus on anti-corruption. How many people have been jailed? How many people have been sectioned? Now, President Buhari just approved 114 billion, I think, about 2 weeks ago. Monies recovered by law enforcement agencies to put into these 3 projects. Because we still don't have all the money to...
Mr. Fashola, because about that,
because
I would like you to talk about the issue of electricity and Mr. Tinubu tonight. Because you were categorical about the issue of electricity. In fact, you said, stone us if we cannot give you light. No, I didn't say stone us. What did you say, sir?
I never said stone us. I didn't say that. You got
on the performance of electricity.
Just calm down. Just calm down.
I'm calm. I'm the one.
One of the things that was said about me was that I said we would electrify in 6 months. It was a lie that I allowed to run until the day I asked my media
pathological liars
back. And since then, that
pathological liars.
Don't say things that I didn't say.
Okay, please correct the narrative.
I don't know.
You have been correct. You have been quoted as saying, and
I'm a public servant.
Yeah.
I address the public from time to time. Just like you sit down here, can you possibly remember all of the things you have said in all your daily and nightly interviews from your head? That is logically impossible. So don't ask me to do the impossible. But if you give the context and the event and what I said, but I know that in my nature the way I speak, I don't say those kind. I don't use words like stone. I'm not even a violent person.
No.
Stone is violence. I don't use those kind of words. They are not part of my vocabulary.
So, and I'll get you to talk about Mr. Tinubu just in a moment. So, in 2015, the inflation rate is about 9%. Now it's in double digit, over 20%. You see,
how many places has the inflation rate gone down across
just
the
a
world?
moment, sir.
No. How many places are the inflation
Just
rate?
a moment.
Just a moment.
Relax.
If you allow me to ask the question.
How many places are there no cost of living challenges, whether in Europe or America?
He's trying to defend
Mr.
himself.
Fashola, I'm very sure that you saw some few
A lawyer for that matter.
Yes, I did.
You saw how much of queues people are having at the
I
banks and
sympathize
the videos
with Nigerians
so
on what they are going
if people are going through these
but these are
economic woes,
challenges.
how do you then convince Nigerians that your party deserves to
See,
be
you are now
voted?
interrupting.
No, I am the one asking the question. You did not allow
interrupting people.
You did not allow to ask
me
now.
to ask the question. You were anticipating my question, but you did not allow me to
you are
ask.
anticipating.
Please go ahead, sir.
So, in the process of interrupting me, I lost your question. Can you?
I am saying the fear queues that we see on the road.
Because election.
Ṣé ti rójú olè ó lóun ti gbàgbé question tó ń bí nígbà tí òde farabalẹ̀ láti pé kán béèrè question in a gentle manner ó wá ń fẹ́ máa ó ṣàfẹ́ máa exaggerate ó fẹ́ máa wave nísìnyí olóun ti gbàgbé ẹ ti mọ̀ pé irọ́ ó ṣòro pa irọ́ ṣòro pa ẹni tí ò bá ti ń ṣe onírọ́ tí ò wà perfect lórí irọ́ ó máa ṣòro pa fún ó máa nira àmúdẹ sọ kinní kan mo ti máa ń sọ lórí prógrámù mi pé kò sí anybody tó máa fẹ́ defend Tinubu tí ò ní yí rẹ̀ mọ́rẹ̀ there is no how you can defend that man that you will not be stoned or your cloth will not be dirty your cloth will not be dirty with mud ọmọ ṣá ẹmẹ́rẹ̀ ṣá ni torí gbogbo ara ẹ̀ bíi ẹ̀gbin ìdọ̀tí ìwàkiwà ìwà burúkú so báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ defend ẹ̀ tí wọ́n ní stone wọn náà to death wípé o lè ní ìkọkàn náà ní you are Barnabas you know so ó fẹ́ máa kó máa protect bàbá ẹ̀ that is godfatherism ó fẹ́ máa protect ẹ̀ ẹ̀rí irọ́ tó tún pa ẹ ti mọ̀ pé àwọn òjẹ̀lú ni àwọn tó ń ṣe wá gangan ni àwọn tó yẹ ká máa tákù ni àwọn problem wa gangan lélẹ̀ tó yẹ ká mú gbọ́ ẹ wo bọ́ ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ ibi tó bá ti bọ́ ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ náà lẹ́tí wọ́n máa dì wọ́n mú you know bọ́ ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ bọ́ ṣe ń hùwà you know body language wọn ìyẹn ló yẹ kẹ́ fi crucify wọn kò ń ṣe àwa tó yẹ pé a fẹ́ jàjàgbara òmìnira wa láti máa para wa láti máa ṣe báyìí fúnra wa láti máa ṣe tánàdí you know tá bá máa ṣe yẹn jẹ́ ká ṣe nígbà tá bá gba ilẹ̀ wa tán tó yẹ pé ó ti bọ́ sí wa lọ́wọ́ wọ́n ní tí ọwọ́ èèyàn bá tèkúrú dà kò ní tí ìbẹ̀ ikú tó pa bàbá ẹ̀ tó yẹ kí èkúrú dà kó tẹ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ẹ́n tá bá máa ṣá àmàlà a lè máa ṣá bẹ́lẹ̀bẹ́lẹ́ bí a máa ṣá lórí ni àbá ṣá lápá àbí ká ṣá lẹ́sẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kó tẹ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ ná gbogbo orú àwọn eléyìí ló yẹ ká mú kó ń bẹ́ẹ̀ ká ṣọ́ọ̀nù wọn dànù you know gbogbo orú àwọn eléyìí oko wọn ló yẹ ká máa ṣọ́ọ̀sìn ká ṣan kó mọ́ tó àwọn obstacle wà ní àwọn block tó stand lórí ibi tí ò yẹ kó wà you know àwọn tó jẹ́ problem wa gan ni tó yẹ ká tackle àrí sí àwọn eléyìí àwa ń rí síra wa à ń dira lọ́wọ́ ẹ stop ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ o so ẹ jẹ́ kí ó parí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀
101 in 5 is coming.
No, don't worry. We still have some
irọ́ náà ló bá dé.
Okay, and you talk about Mr.
So
Tinubu.
tell me.
So I was asking, these economic woes that Nigerians are experiencing, the fear queues, the ATM, the queues they're having, the hurry time they're having to even get their own money. Nigerians are all buying naira with naira.
Can you imagine?
Convince Nigerians that under the Buhari
Can you
government,
imagine
these things are happening.
buying naira with
Please
naira?
vote us again.
So,
Buy money with money.
As I said earlier,
Does that make sense?
I empathize with those challenges, and
some
of them are the result of policy, and it is the responsibility of public servants, especially those responsible for those policies, to look back and say, did we intend to cause this pain? And if the policy is not working, perhaps you have to readjust and to also ask yourself whether you thought this through. As a public officer before and now, I have had cause to reverse myself when I saw that my policies were causing unintended results. And so I have no responsibility on those two areas, and therefore I cannot speak to the details of the facts that are available to the policymakers. But the important thing is that those policies are not yet delivering the results and are delivering a lot of inconvenience for people. And that is why our candidate was the first to speak out about it. Even though it was his party and that was in government, he was the first, and that is consistent with Asiwaju Tinubu's procedure as an activist, the fighter of the
activist Oloriro, activist on the liars.
It was after he spoke
on
that
the
liars
lying
found their
table.
voices, and one of them has now come back to say,
who are you fooling?
What is he benefiting from contributing to the pain by saying don't extend it? Because it is clearly having consequences that are not intended. One of the consequences that is unintended is pain and inconvenience. And I think that every responsible policymaker should step back and say, hey, is this what we intended?
So, as a senior advocate of Nigeria, please weigh in on the breaking news that we're having right there on the screen. And two things are happening. 3 APC governors today took the federal government to court over the Naira redesign deadline, and another 14 political parties are threatening to boycott the election if the deadline is changed.
How does that have to do with senior advocate? They've gone.
That's a lawyer. I'm asking for your views.
They've gone to court. I haven't seen the court processes. I haven't seen what they filed. It would be extremely irresponsible of me to come here, to come and be talking about things I have no details about.
Oh.
I wasn't trained that way. Lawyers don't give opinion about facts that they don't have. No responsible lawyer. Anybody who does it is probably practicing another trade, not the profession I was trained in.
So you don't choose to comment on that?
I don't have the facts.
All right.
So they're expressing me to no. So do you get it?
Because you don't have nothing to say. You don't have any idea.
Mistaken. I got your point.
That's not
so because it's relating to the matter.
Opinion.
No, it's related to the matter in which you were talking.
You know what is on the table, but you just
the Naira note and
you are just sidelining it.
The facts that I can talk about the policy that we see pain. I see people at ATMs. I see people in banks crowded, struggling to get their money. I get feedback. I don't have cash too.
Oh.
You don't?
I don't.
See.
So the policy is not working.
not at this moment. So it's causing unintended consequences.
And I'd like to ask you rather, well, I wouldn't say it's an uncomfortable
It's a serious matter in
Bola Tinubu.
It's a very serious matter in
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
The best man to be Nigeria's president.
Why did you
don't forget that we are running a democracy. So there are people who have their views about who should be the candidate and who should not be the candidate. But if you go back to the origins of democracy, it says let the will, the majority will. That was the will that prevailed in an open primary. That's our candidate. And so he's the legitimate candidate of our party. And our party has momentum to beat the other parties who used to be one and have now broken up into 3. And when they were one, their votes were not enough to beat us in 2019. Now that they've broken to 3, how can the sum total of 3 parts that was inadequate as one be able to take us? That's my answer.
And I think the interest of Nigeria should be paramount, isn't it? No matter what the game is or the end game may be like. In all of the competitors, 18 of them that will be on the ballot on the 25th of February, can Mr. Tinubu fix some of the problems of this country? He says he's coming on the slogan, renewed hope.
Again, clearly, if you look at his track record in his previous public service experience, whether when he was senator, he chaired the largest committee of the Senate ever. They broke that committee into